adversity, it's pretty fucking brutal. And that's my best way to achieve like a homeostasis. That's my best way to achieve like a balance. Is that I put myself through way more than life ever gives me, so that I'm always, I get it. You're always vulnerable. You're always weak. You're always late. There's always something. So as long as you confront that all the time, and keep your mind healthy and balanced, and have a healthy perspective. There's a lot of like new agey sort of bullshit terms that unfortunately have been co-opted by silly people, but a lot of those, like, they're very important, like gratitude. Gratitude is a really important quality that people should have. Mindfulness is a really important quality that people should have. But these things are co-opted by goofy people that wear wooden beads and want you to join their cult. It's like they want you to think that they're special and they're particularly spiritual. And so unfortunately, really good concepts are often tainted by silly people. Like love and God and a lot of the things that are really like beneficial to us as a society. They get co-opted by goofy people. Like how many people have been turned off by religion by watching mega pastors in these huge churches flying around in private jets and driving in Rolls Royces? Like, oh, well, this is all bullshit.
Yeah. Do you I had a couple of jokes. No.
Go ahead.
Do you think I'm curious. I must have heard you talk about this, but what is your concept of religious? Do you have a specific religion that you adhere to?
Not necessarily. I'm not in favor of any restrictive religions. I'm not in favor of any religions that punish people that don't follow them, and I'm not in favor of any religions that force a very rigid structure on people that has to be adhered to, or you're a sinner or cast out. Or I think that most religious experience. I think most religion is based on human beings' very unique experiences that have provided enlightenment, and they're trying to express that enlightenment to other people. And I think the problem with religious stories are that people are full of shit, and a lot of those stories suck. A lot of those stories are probably distorted by the hand of man. But I think, I'm of the school of thought that a lot of the religious experiences that people talk about were probably inspired by psychedelic experiences. And, there's a great book called The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross by John Marco Allegro. Do you know about that book?
I've heard of it, but I never read it. Yeah.
It's a great book.
I heard
but it's very hard to follow because it's very unless you understand Aramaic, unless you understand the translation of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Like there's
I'm
people
fluent Aramaic.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, I got Aramaic. I got obviously French. I had to learn Spanish when I was working construction in Houston, and then I got.
Can you hear him with that microphone? I should push that microphone up.
I got some of the click languages.
Oh, really?
No, I only speak only English. Come on, Jay.
Well, the John Marco Allegro book, he was an ordained minister, but he was one of the people that was assigned to translate the Dead Sea Scrolls, and he did it over the course of, I think it was about 14 years. And he wrote this book because it was his belief, and he was a very straight-laced scholar. He wasn't a psychedelic enthusiast, but he believed that the entire Christian religion was based on the consumption of psychedelic mushrooms and fertility rituals. And he thinks that